Emily shrieked as Sarah grabbed the back of her pink shirt, attempting to catch up. But the material slipped from Sarah's fingers. Emily reached her hand back for Sarah, and they giggled as Emily pulled her sister forward. Their blonde curls, which they inherited from their father, bounced as they crossed over the ridge at the top. They had begun their descent down the other side when they stopped in their tracks, their eyes wide. On this hot summer day, with a crystal blue sky and bright sunshine, a large cloud floated in front of them. Not a puffy white cloud, more like a murky shadow. It slowly swirled about a foot above the ground, as if an imaginary wind was trying to create a tornado. But there was no wind, not even the slightest breeze. The sight resembled the twister the girls had seen in the movie with Dorothy and Toto, but there was no dirt, or debris, or houses in the vortex, just blackness. The girls stood still, squeezing each other's hand. Emily wanted to scream for her mother, but she could only open and close her mouth like a fish washed up on a beach. It was as if the shadow had sucked all the air out of her lungs. The black cloud began to increase in size, and the winds picked up. The howling winds started as a low hum and grew louder and louder until it became a frightening sound, simultaneously emitting an ear-piercing shriek and a low, agonizing moan. The girls released each other's hands and covered their ears. The whirlwind continued to grow, inching closer to them, pulling at their curls, their clothing. Even with her hands over her ears, Emily thought she heard human voices mumbling something beneath the roar of the wind. She squinted her eyes and cocked her head, as if doing so would make the voices clearer. She felt Sarah reach for her arm, but Emily couldn't take her eyes off the cloud. Sarah took a step forward, trying to pull Emily with her, but Emily stepped backward. Sarah's fingers again lost their grip. Emily took a second step backward. Everything in her gut told her to turn and run in the opposite direction, back to her mother, back to her father, back to safety. She sensed something bad in the shadow before them, and was certain it was watching them and wishing them to come closer. Sarah reached back again for Emily, but Emily took another step backward, staying just out of her sister's reach. Then Emily turned and ran back up the hill, faster than she had ever run before. She was certain Sarah would follow. Sarah always followed. The moment she reached the top of the hill, the roaring stopped. The whirring, the voices, and the wind vanished. Emily saw her parents casually strolling toward the hill. Why weren't they running? Didn't they hear the horrible tornado that almost gobbled up their children? Emily turned around to look for Sarah. There was nothing behind her but the bright, sunny valley below. No sound, no tornado, no Sarah. Emily collapsed like a rag doll.